Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show, which is absolutely late on Saturday, as you know, due to my office chores. In this particular cricket show, first we will have a look at the update where Australia are currently on the fourth day. I mean, this is the fourth day of this fourth Test match, and right now we are in session one. We have another 15 minutes to go for the luncheon session here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And the latest cricket update that I have from here is that Australia, as you know, have been set a target of 231 runs to win the match. And well, if they win this match, well, this is going to be 4-0 for Australia. England yesterday frittered away the advantage that they gained by taking a lead in this particular Test series for the first time. But once again, they faltered as far as the batting was concerned, and England were all out for 179. This time, Nathan Lyon, the right-arm off spinner, was amongst the wickets. In fact, he also got his 100th Test wicket, and Nathan Lyon was the man who actually picked up a 5-wicket bag. And for Nathan Lyon, the Australian off spinner, that was the first 5-wicket haul in home matches for Nathan Lyon. So what a feeling for Nathan Lyon there. And England all out for 179, so they were set 231 for victory. And currently Australia are absolutely on their way, I would say, because right now it's only 105 runs still required for Australia to win the fourth Test match of the Commonwealth Ashes Test series at the MCG. They're currently sailing pretty smoothly on 126 for 1. The only wicket today they lost was David Warner, who was caught by Bairstow of the bowling of Stokes for 25 with 2 fours. And right now Chris Rogers has looked absolutely the part today. He has really been very aggressive as far as stroke making is concerned, and he has already collected 9 boundaries in his knock of 74. He's right now looking pretty well entrenched at the crease, and Shane Watson is not out on 26 currently with 3 boundaries. Shane Watson, of what one saw of him, the strokes that he played of Anderson was picture perfect strokes, absolutely no effort, effortlessly pushed away for boundaries, and he has looked pretty good. And he also covered row beautifully for 4, and right now he is not out on 26. And both the batsmen are definitely doing that for Australia. And as I said, we are just 10 minutes away from the luncheon session here at the MCG, and that is the latest cricket update that I can give you. I will come back to that later, but in this cricket show, well, this was the cricket update. One more cricket update that I would like to give you is the match which is happening, the second one-day international between New Zealand and West Indies, which today is the second one-day international at the McLean Park in Napier. Unfortunately, due to rain, players not yet started, so that both the teams have not yet gone for the toss because it has been raining continuously there at McLean Park in Napier, and the umpires are doing an inspection right now. So I don't have any updates there. But now, leaving the updates, what I'm going to cover on this Cricket Happening show is, first we are going to look at the third day's play in the fourth Commonwealth Ashes Test series between Australia and England, where Australia totally dominated. And then we will look at India versus South Africa, that is again on day 3, what happened there, where I mean, as far as Ashes is concerned, I've already spoken about it. But for South Africa, well, they today went on to a score of 299 for 5 in reply to India's 334 all out. And Kallis, who is playing his last Test match in South Africa and also in his entire Test career, is batting superbly, not out on 78. And I'm sure South Africa, with only 2 more days to go, South Africa would like to give a very good gift to Kallis before he actually says goodbye to Test matches. And one only hopes that Kallis, playing in his last Test match of his career, goes in glory by scoring a century tomorrow. Well, I'll come back to that later, but now let's first, what we are going to look at. I will keep you updated about what is happening. But first thing, what I'm going to do, we are going to talk about the third day's play at the MCG between England and Australia. Well, just talking about the third day's play, well, it was Brad Haddin who was there. So Brad Haddin definitely got good support from Nathan Lyon, the right-arm off spinner, who in fact he actually really preserved his wicket and gave good company to Brad Haddin, but Brad Haddin was a victim as he got a ball which actually climbed on him from Anderson, and Bairstow took the catch. So, but he was gone for 65 of 68 balls with 7 fours and 1 6. But they definitely prolonged the lead to I mean, they took the Australian total to 204, and thus England, they conceded a lead of 51 runs to England, and this was the first time that England actually got a lead in this Test series. So James Anderson had 4 for 67, 3 for 45 for Broad, 1 wicket for 46 for Ben Stokes, who bowled well, and Bresnan 2 for 24. Now England, after taking that 51 run lead, where the opening was something where it was Michael Carberry was pretty scratchy at the crease. If you look at his knock, he was kept on occupying the crease. He was not playing any strokes. He had only 12 runs to his name of 81 balls with 1 boundary. But Alistair Cook was absolutely confidence personified. In fact, we saw some very good strokes played by Alistair Cook. His cut shots were absolutely done in full measure there, and he was also playing the very good drive shots, and he also playing some very good flick shots on the onside, and he was looking pretty good. And in fact, the partnership yielded 65 runs, out of which the major share was made by Alistair Cook, the English captain, with 51. But when the score reached 65, suddenly things started going the Australian way. In fact, they had put up a good partnership, so that essentially meant that they were absolutely 120 runs on at that particular stage. And who would have expected that that could have happened? 65 for no loss at one stage, and then suddenly Johnson was the one who actually provided the breakthrough by getting a ball to nip in, and Alistair Cook was trapped in front. He was gone. LBW ball Johnson for 51 with 7 fours. Michael Carberry was very scratchy at the crease, couldn't really score. He was really struggling in the sense he was really playing. He was defending a lot, and that actually finally it was Michael Carberry's turn to go as Siddle got a ball which actually came in and wrapped Carberry on the pads, and he was gone. He was out of his misery, out for 12 with 1 boundary. Joe Root came in and joined Kevin Pietersen, and at the same score, Joe Root was a victim, as Joe Root went for a run which probably he should have not, and Johnson actually picked up the ball, and in one moment he actually threw down the stumps, and he was gone, run out for 15. And suddenly England, from a position where they were looking good at after taking that lead and doing well, suddenly found themselves at 86 for 3. And after that, Nathan Lyon was actually introduced in the attack, and now once that was over, now it was the turn for Nathan Lyon to strike. Ian Bell was out for a blob. In fact, he got a ball which was well tossed up by Nathan Lyon. He was beaten in the air. Bell was drawn into the drive. He drove it, and once again Johnson came into the picture, and he took the catch, and Ian Bell was walking after not troubling the scorers at all. He was out for a duck, and that made the score 87 for 4. After that, Kevin Pietersen and Ben Stokes decided to show some aggression, and they started pushing the score along by putting up a 44-run partnership. But again, today it was the real day. It was a real day for Nathan Lyon, as even though there was not much turn available on the pitch, Nathan Lyon actually bowled very well. He tossed up the ball. He was not afraid to toss up the ball, and there was some good drift that he was getting with some very good wind blowing there at the MCG, and that really helped matters for Nathan Lyon, as he also picked up the wicket of Ben Stokes, who was caught by Smith for 19 with 1-4. And after that, Jonathan Bairstow was claimed by Johnson, as he was caught behind for 21. Kevin Pietersen, well, he was there, but basically once Jonathan Bairstow was gone, there was immense pressure on Kevin Pietersen, and after that it was pretty quick work, with Nathan Lyon coming in and picking up the wicket of Tim Bresnan, clean bowling him for a duck. Broad got a ball which turned for him, and Clark in the slips actually pounced the catch with the bowling of Nathan Lyon for a duck. And Monty Palliser was the last man out. Before that, Kevin Pietersen, once Monty Palliser came, Kevin Pietersen decided to really start throwing the bat at every ball, but Pietersen was gone, as once again Pietersen trying to loft Lyon into the deep, Harris taking the catch. He was gone for 49 with 6 fours. He was the highest scorer. I mean, Alistair Cook was the highest scorer, and England after doing all the good work of actually taking the lead for the first time in this series, absolutely frittered away the advantage and actually gave it to Australia on a platter, being all out for 179. A very bad effort from England. If you look at the dismissals, one would only say that these dismissals were not due to good balls, but due to poor batting by the Englishmen. And so once again, the Aussie bowler started haunting the English batsmen, and this time it was the turn of Nathan Lyon, who got his 100th wicket in his 29th Test match. 17 overs, 3 maidens, 50 runs and 5 wickets. He also went on to take a 5-wicket bag. This was the first time that he took a 5-wicket bag in Australia, playing in Australia. And as far as Mitchell Johnson was concerned, he continued to impress one and all. 15 overs, 5 maidens, 25 runs and 3 wickets. Ryan Harris was wicketless, none for 34, 1 for 46 for Peter Siddle. And England thus set Australia a target of 231 to win the match. And Australia, well, they started off pretty cautiously, and finally, and right now I can say Australia are absolutely, in fact it is coming to lunchtime, and they are really screeching along right now, with Australia's score showing 142 for 1, currently chasing 231. It's only a matter of 89 runs to take a 4-0 lead in the series. And what a role Australia are into right now. I mean, they are absolutely on a roll here. MCG is absolutely agog with activity. Chris Rogers definitely eyeing a century, not out on 81 with 9 fours, looking very good. Shane Watson not out 35 with 4 boundaries. And Australia, as I said, absolutely looking towards a 4-0 lead in this Ashes Test series right now. And they lost Warner today, was out to Stokes. And well, it's going to be, something has to happen early, if at all, England have to stop Australia in their tracks, because there's only 89 runs more required, 9 wickets remaining. And well, one can very safely say it's coming to lunchtime now. Probably, I'm just waiting. I think I'm just trying to wait for the signal here as to whether it is going to be lunchtime. Okay, we'll come back to that later. As and when it is lunchtime, I will come back and give you the update. But Australia currently absolutely sailing smoothly towards the victory target of 231 in this 4th Test match. And well, I'm sure this match is going to finish today itself with 1 day to spare. Well, we'll come back to that later. In the meanwhile, let's look at the game between India and South Africa on how the day 3 panned out. Yesterday, as you would remember, South Africa resuming on their overnight score. Both the opening batsmen were at the crease, and they took the score along. In fact, they took the score along to 103 before. Today it was the turn of Ravindra Jadeja, the spinner, to come in, and definitely, as I said yesterday, there was some turn available, and that signs were evident yesterday. And today Jadeja turned those evident signs into real action by actually first giving the breakthrough to India by actually picking up the wicket of Graham Smith, who was caught by Dhawan of the bowling of Jadeja for 47 with 7 fours. So that made it 103 for 1. Hashim Amla came in. Now Hashim Amla continues to struggle. Now this is one thing. This time, as you know, in the last Test match, Amla actually shouldered arms to 2 deliveries and he was out in identical fashion. But today, Hashim Amla once again didn't shoulder arms, but Mohammad Shami got him with some reverse swing, and Hashim Amla actually going and playing down the wrong line had its stump shattered by Mohammad Shami for 3, and that made it 113 for 2. And at the same score, Alvaro Peterson, after contributing 62, Jadeja got a ball, a beautiful delivery to turn across Peterson, and Peterson ended up getting caught by Vijay very well in the slips, and even gone for 62 with 8 fours. That made the score 113 for 3, and at that time it looked like India was slowly getting into the game. But well, as far as the captain, AB de Villiers and Kallis were at the crease, there are 2 new batsmen at the crease, but both are pretty experienced, and they showed why that experience really matters by putting up a stand, which for the 4th wicket, which really frustrated the Indians, and they put up a stand of 127 runs for the 4th wicket. Both of them showing their experience, showing good feet movement, in the sense they were showing good use of the feet to the spinner Jadeja, and they really played very well with AB de Villiers, as you know, plays all sorts of strokes, and Jack Kallis, as you know, how I mean, he initially really survived a barrage of short pitch deliveries from Zahir Khan. He also got hit once, but Jack Kallis just continued. In fact, Jack Kallis also got a guard of honor from the Indian team when he was walking in to actually go and bat in the when he was actually walking into bat, which was a very fine gesture. And then Jack Kallis finally, one would feel very happy for Jack Kallis, because this is his last Test match of his career, and who would not like to go in glory? And definitely Jack Kallis and AB de Villiers frustrated the Indians by putting up this 127-run partnership, and then finally it once again took Jadeja to produce a beautiful delivery. That was the real left-arm spinner's delivery. Jadeja got the ball to curl away from AB de Villiers. AB de Villiers was sucked into the drive, and Virat Kohli took a comfortable catch. But it was a superb delivery from Jadeja, which actually turned across the face of the bat of AB de Villiers, and he was gone for 74 with 9 fours. Finally, Dumini came in, and Jadeja today was the man who was amongst all the wickets, other than Mohammad Shami picking up Amla. So Dumini, after making 28 with 4 boundaries, was a victim of Jadeja. It was LBW bowled Jadeja, and that was the match situation. With Jack Kallis, would have been very happy that in his last Test match at least he has gone past 50. He is not out on 78, and I'm sure the South African crowd would be waiting to watch him score a century. And what a proud moment that would be for Jack Kallis to go in glory. He still has one more innings left, as you know, but Jack Kallis, I wish him good luck. He's not out on 78 with 10 fours, looking pretty good there at the crease. And Dale Steyn is not out on naught, and South Africa just finished the day on day 3 at 299 for 5. Just looking at the bowling figures, Zahir Khan 16 overs 2 maidens, none for 46, bowled well. Shami got the most important wicket of Hashim Amla, 19 overs 2 maidens, 1 for 62. Ishan Sharma 23 overs 7 maidens, 1 for 76. But Ravindra Jadeja was the man of the moment today. In fact, he was the bowler of the day. 37 overs 9 maidens, toiled hard, giving away only 87 runs, but picking up 4 wickets of the South Africans. 9.5 overs for Rohit Sharma, 1 maiden, none for 22. But as I said, the ball was turning yesterday. I definitely mentioned that Ravindra Jadeja will come into the equation, but one probably would have been thinking that Ravichandran Ashwin, if Ravichandran Ashwin would have been there, what would have been the case? But well, we can definitely, but it is something, the decision has been taken, I'm sure, by the captain, coach and the selectors to actually get Jadeja. But Jadeja has definitely proved himself as far as his inclusion is concerned. And as you know, Jadeja also has a point to prove. He has already mentioned that he has been mentioned as a person who only takes wickets on Indian tracks, and on overseas tracks he can't do something. So Jadeja has definitely something to prove. In fact, he has already proved a point here by picking up 4 wickets on a pitch that is definitely aiding spin, but not in a very quick manner. It is definitely turning, but turning slowly. And Jadeja has taken full advantage of that. And definitely now this match, looking at the way things are going, we are getting into the 4th day tomorrow at the Kingsmead in Durban, and another 35 runs more required for South Africa take the lead. So that will be of interest, and also Jack Kallis, whether he gets to a century tomorrow, that will be of interest. But what is going to be very interesting, we are coming into day 4. Now I'm sure AB de Villiers would like to, definitely would like to try something here by probably getting some quick runs later once they get into probably a 50-run lead or so, and then try to get some quick runs and then probably put pressure on India, and also hope that they could actually give a parting gift to Jack Kallis by actually defeating India. But well, it's not something which, but one can only just imagine this going on the mind of AB de Villiers, the South African captain. But one can't really say very safely that India would succumb. Indians are good players. Robin Peterson, it would be interesting to see how Robin Peterson bowls on this track after seeing the way Ravindra Jadeja has bowled. But all in all, it looks to be a very good day of cricket which is coming up on the 4th day, and would really determine this particular Test match tomorrow when the day ends. Well, so leaving away from here, now I'm going to take you down to the MCG where it is lunchtime right now. Yes, it is lunchtime. The umpires are taken off the bails, and at lunchtime Australia are sitting pretty on day 4 of this 4th Test match between England and Australia at the MCG at 143 for 1. Shane Watson is not out on 36 with 4 boundaries. Chris Rogers has been aggressive today. He's not out on 81 with 9 boundaries. And well, the last ball, Stokes bowled to Rogers. It was a good length ball, and that's it. The umpires give the call for lunch. They take off the bails, and it's all. I mean, it's lunchtime, and it's lunchtime on day 4. Australia just require another 88 runs to win the match, and I'm sure we are not going to have this match going into the 3rd session today. Probably by tea, the good news is going to peep out that Australia have taken a 4-0 lead in this Ashes series. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I don't have anything else to share right now. I also see that McLean Park in Napier, it's still raining in the second one-day international in New Zealand and West Indies. So still both the teams have not even gone to toss because it's still raining at the McLean Park in Napier. Well, dear fans and subscribers, thank you for your patience in waiting for this late cricket happening show on this Saturday. Thank you very much, and also thank you for all the support that is coming on for this cricket show. Thank you very much, whoever are trying to support the show and extending an invitation to me. Thank you very much for all the support that you're showing. Please keep it going, and I will keep it going. I'll keep the cricket happenings going here. Thanks for your company as always. This is your host Ram, just informing you that tomorrow I'll be back with the, I'm sure, with the Aussies victory over England, talking about the 4-0 lead that they're going to take tomorrow, and also if at all the match starts between New Zealand and West Indies in the second one-day international, I'll be there to cover that, and also you'll be getting the match proceedings as far as the 4 days play between South Africa and India at Kingsmead in Durban is concerned. With this, I'm ending my cricket show for today, and it's good night from your host Ram. Thank you.